I'm Bo Timken, Master Sake Sommelier, and I'm speaking to you a little about the history of sake. And particularly now, we're looking at mass production. Like all things, once technology catches up to production, you get mass production. And what we had is small little hometown breweries, little village breweries, if you will, were making a product that was so desirable in other areas that they started using bigger facilities, they started using bigger vats, they started using machinery that they had never used before. Inventions like the water wheel mill to help polish or mill the rice. Inventions like bigger vats, enamel vats as opposed to cedar, the traditional cedar vats. So these breweries then started trying to meet demand by producing more and more sake. Now, mass production takes the form of small bottle versus massive bottle. And in this regard, little villages were known for using antique bottles where people would bring their bottle down, the little village brewery would fill it up for you. So if you lived in a village, more than likely you would take your antique pot down to the village brewery, they'd fill it up for you, put a cork in it, and you'd take that home, and that was your nightly brew, if you will, or not, or weekly brew. Likewise, these major breweries in Kobe and Fushimi, they were making massive amounts of sake because the product was so good and there was such a big demand in the major cities that they constructed boats to specifically carry sake up the coast to Tokyo from Kobe, doing massive volumes, huge vats. Everything went supersized. And the more they could kick out, the more that they could sell. And literally at one point in time in Japan, amongst all these big breweries, there were about 50,000 breweries. So every little village had one, and you could get whatever brewery you wanted at whatever locale you wanted. But think in terms of mass production, just like making Model T cars, things started going off the line. They started automating. The workforce started using technological advances, water wheel mills, bigger vat sizes, just making larger production. And so that really shot sake into the forefront of a beverage that went from, the field to now bottle form, if you will, and it definitely exploded onto the marketplace in all shapes and forms, and that's that.